Good morning, everybody. Gonna do a quick video this morning. Me and Baxter. It's not just me and Baxter. Say hi, Baxter, and Stanley, and Fred, and Louie. There goes Louie. He can go lay down on his bed. That dog, man. You see that door back there? I got plastic put up on it because he chewed up the curtains that were hanging on there. And I ain't gonna be putting no curtains back up there for him to chew on. I'm just not gonna do it. But here we are on a flat, non-rotating Earth. That's one of those things that why wouldn't a glober go, hey man, stop saying that stuff. These flat Earth people think you mean it. Right? Why aren't they going, cut the whole flat, non-rotating, man? These flat targets are bad enough, and you keep putting in every one of your flight manuals all the way back to the 30s and 40s. That, hey, Lewis, that we can't fly these new air things without understanding that we're on a flat, non-rotating Earth, and our plane have a horizon, and we stick it on the horizon. That's flat. And nobody on the heliocentric side has gone, whoa. There's no way. There's a ball. It's spinning. No way you can do math on a flat, non-rotating Earth. But all the math is done from a flat, non-rotating Earth. Like I say, I always bring up surveyors. And surveyors today, man, all their stuff is based on a flat. You can't start with that unless you have a flat horizontal surface. Then you can start measurements. But you got to start flat. And these guys are like, yeah, well, no, it's round. It's spinning so fast. Spinning almost the speed of sound. But you can't feel it. Because it's a round, rotating Earth. Not a flat, non-rotating. And you know, even with the weakest of imaginations, you would think that if you're going to tell us that story, that we're spinning backwards, 1,000 miles an hour, and that inside our atmosphere, it's all moving together, but in opposite directions, at opposite speeds, and opposite sides of the ball. And nobody can tell. Can't tell. Nobody can honestly say, I feel the rotation. I know I know we're spinning. I'm spinning. Yeah, I'm spinning backwards like that. And so many people don't even think about the whole idea of, you know, the globe, and under here is under here. You're under. How do they think you're going to be upright when you're downright? You know, where do they? Hang on, Fred. You know, it just takes this huge stretch of my imagination to imagine any of that. It's so dumb, and their numbers are so excessive. They're so huge. The speeds, the size, everything is just gigantism, and the speeds. The human body. You know, we already know by here on Earth, it can only take so much as far as G-forces. And yeah, very rare did they fly at 1,000 miles an hour for more than a few seconds, right? Because we can't take it. Bodies just can't take it. Even with the flight suits, you know, compression, compression and everything, and you know what it's called. pressurized, with pressurized cockpits, things like that. We still can't go that fast, our body, so we just can't do it. But it's a miracle. We get on their magic spaceships and we get far enough up where they say, and we start going 16, 17, 18, 20,000 miles an hour, man, and nobody feels it. It's like floating. How fast y'all going? 17,000 miles an hour. Really? How do we even measure 17,000 miles an hour? Our equipment right now that we measure speeds with, and it's kind of hard. We have to, even at drag races, we have to have a deal here and a deal here to capture the times, because we can't do it by hand. It's too, we can't do it. That's too fast. And what the dragsters go now, fastest ones are going 330 miles an hour. Think about that. And that's not even as fast as they're telling us that the freaking rockets are taking off. They're going 3 times that fast. And if you've ever seen a drag race, that dude is just like, and he's done. All right. And it can't take much more than that. But they tell us, sure you can. We're going to build a special ship that you won't feel a thing. It'll be so perfect. And when you get in outer space, we got a suit for you. And when you put it on, you go out into the minus 600 degrees cold black space, you'll be protected. And then when you're in the sun, and what did they say? 1,000 degrees in the sun, something stupid, something really dumb. But your suit protects you. Protected here on Earth. If we can have a spaceship that can withstand those kinds of temperatures, why couldn't we have fire-resistant buildings, homes, everything? If we've got the technology for that space station to withstand those kind of speeds, temperatures, all that, why are we just transferring it to everything? So if there's a fire, whatever, it ain't gonna hurt. The Maui fires, if all of them houses been made from NASA materials, wouldn't it burn? That's from what I understand. From what I understand, I remember as in high school when they were really talking about the space shuttle and talking about how special each individual little tile on the spaceship was, especially manufactured to withstand temperatures and all this stuff. I say all that, but what about the windows? Were they specially engineered? What are they made of? How come you had to make these special tiles to cover the body? But your windows, all your windows everywhere, they're going to be fine. Not a problem. Didn't have to bring anything new. Regular old windows from airplane. I don't know what they're using, but what I understand, wasn't as special as the tiles. The heat-resistant tile. And put that into the game plan. They tell us that the Apollo missions and stuff, they didn't need those tiles. They just put a little tin foil around it and that protected it. They didn't need these special $1,000 tile to protect it from the heat of outer space. We didn't need that. Why do we have to make those tiles when we already had that technology? Oh, wait, we lost that technology. It's difficult to build it back. Weird, flat, non-rotating Earth. How would they put that in a book if it was a globe and it was spinning 1,000 miles an hour and the internal atmosphere was going both directions at the same time, but it had no effect? That's what's going on. If it was the way they say it is, there's no reason. I mean, if it really worked that way, there's no reason. You just don't go up in a balloon, wait, go back down, wait for the city to come under you. Oh, well, the city's that way. Okay, well, we got to go over here and wait, and it'll come. I don't know. Because they tell us it's spinning, but it's not. It's spinning, but it has no effect on us other than it The only reason we're still standing on Earth is because the spin makes us stick to the Earth because of a core that they've never observed. They don't have any idea. They're just guessing. That's crazy, crazy stories. Crazy stories. I wonder, these NASA scientists that have been there and did their tenure 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, right? They did these stints at NASA. How many of them are sitting there going, what did I do? What did I actually accomplish? What did I do? Because from what I understand, everything's so compartmentalized, is that everybody thinks if it wasn't for them, no space mission would ever make it. But nobody knows the whole picture. Nobody knows what Bob does and what Jim does and what Bill does and what Sally does. No, from what I understand, there's nobody that knows all the positions. Do I hear people getting up in there? But I'd seen a deal, and they were talking about that, and it just hit me. How come heliocentrists haven't gone to aviation companies and to the government and go, you have to take this out. You got to get rid of this. This is giving those people a reason to claim flat Earth because you said it's flat. You got to take it out. You got to take that out. You got to tell them. You got to tell people we base all of our aeronautics on a rotating ball, man. If we didn't understand the math of rotation and all that, you'd die. You'd be able to fly. Oh, what? Why aren't they losing their shit over that? I would be if I was on their team a long time ago. I'd been, guys, come on. We got to get this out of these books. We'll teach it, but we're not going to say it out loud so anybody can come look at it. You know, we screen our pilots pretty good, so we can tell them once they've been screened, but they can't let the general public know. Whoa. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? This is crazy. I mean, man, what they've done to us over the last 100 years. Wow. And yeah, if you go back 100 years before this last 100, they did it to them too. They were in the same boat we are. They had that system working against us. Had it working against us. And nobody knew. Everybody was just like, I just want to survive. I just want to survive. I just want a roof over my head, food on my table, take care of my family. And they were bored. Rich people, I guess. They were bored, didn't have anything else to do. Let's manipulate. Because the devil is loosed. And he set out on all our institutions immediately. And a lot of people won't take that step back, open that aperture up, and see what we got going on here. Is that there's not a legit ethical institution left for us. Where? Find me, I don't care what it is, an institution, a long-term institution, part of the fabric of society. That's not crooked. That isn't self-perpetuating. I saw that stupid retard Nancy Pelosi. She was on CNN, and what did they ask her? Oh, they asked her, what do you think? Do you think the vice president? Do you think Kamala Harris is doing a good job? And she just said, she's vice president. Vice presidents don't do anything. They don't do anything. That's true. That's true. That's being vice president, man. That's kind of like being, I guess, the king of the prom, but you just sit over on the side and go, if anything happens, I'm king. I'm as good as that. I don't have nothing. I don't have a crown. I don't have nothing like that. But, anything happens, it's mine. What am I doing? I'm on alert. Like Kamala said, like every vice president before. We understand and we're prepared to step up. Are you? Kamala couldn't run a snow cone stand, let alone this country. But the good news is she won't have to run the country. Other people are running it. Joe's not running it. Joe's got nothing. He's got no say. You think if Joe walked in the office and went, I want this done. I want it done right now. I mean, his advisors and people go, no, we're not doing that. Yeah, I'm the goddamn president. I want it done. Yeah, Joe. Not happening. Not happening. Oh, it's just so frustrating. The dishonesty, the corruption. But the devil's loose, set out to deceive the nations once more. And he's doing a good job of it. And all our institutions, especially like our religious ones, they're the butt of the joke. Because they are a joke. They are a joke. When the only religion that is fair game to mock and ridicule, make fun of, is Christianity. Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You can make fun of him all you want. But you don't go after Hindus or Muslims or anybody else but Christians. That's all we do. And the comedians know that. The comedians know. They're like, I can go after Jesus Christ as hard as I want. I can say anything. I can make him a homosexual. I can do anything. And people will laugh. But if I say Mohammed wore flip-flops, ooh, baby. Oh, watch out. Trouble coming your way. Excuse me. Trouble coming your way. Flat non-rotating. And the Globetrotters, they haven't gone hard on it. I can't believe they didn't go, whoa, long time ago. Whoa. Don't put that out. Put that information out. Not yet. But now we see they're just letting it all hang out. I don't care what we think. So what? It's like that governor of New Mexico. She grew up in this country. She should understand the way this works. But the first little sign she deems a problem, boom, she starts dictating. She even said, I can dictate what needs to happen in an emergency. Yeah, but you can't just go to that just happened. That's an emergency. I'm calling it an emergency. No more First Amendment rights. No more Second Amendment rights. We're suspending the Constitution until I feel like this emergency is calmed down. Right. Yeah. Whatever, lady. What kind of plant is she? Just a puppet. She's just a puppet doing what she's told. She doesn't have any free thought of her own. She's got somebody that's guiding her. Just looking at that woman, I really don't. I have no problem saying she did not sit down and go, oh, wow, another kid got killed. I can't do this anymore. I can't have any more children dying. I'm going to take away guns. I'm going to, for 30 days, no guns. That'll fix the problem. 30 days, I'm shutting it down. No more guns. That will save us all. That'll do it. That'll do it. Just say, emergency. Just say, no more guns. I'm the governor. I can do it. Wow. The ignorance. the ignorance. And, thank God, sheriffs and the attorney general, several people came out going, yeah, we won't be enforcing any of that. Don't worry about what she said. I didn't even say it wake and bake with you guys. But, yeah, they, as much as the heliocentrists come at flat Earth saying you have no proof, you have no model, you don't have any evidence, we have, at your own camp, all the evidence we need. The only way we fly an airplane is by starting off understanding we're on a flat, non-rotating Earth. Because if it was anything other than that, aviation would be a totally different ballgame. It just would be. If it was really the way they say it is, that would be, we'd be different. We would be different. Because you got to just imagine hurling through space at 66,666 miles an hour in a galaxy going over 1,000,000 miles an hour, expanding ever further, faster every single day for what they say are billions of years. Our little third rock from the sun has been traveling what would be now, quadrillions of miles in an ever expanding universe. How far since the Big Bang has this thing expanded? What number are they going to give us? It's got to be a big number. It's going to be a crazy big number. I need to ask that question. Okay, guys, since the Big Bang started here, started expanding, how far? How far is little old Earth? How far is she gone? In the same spot, rotating at the same speed, no interruptions, for billions of years, for trillions of miles. No end in sight. So I'm going to stop anytime soon. Who we got? We got dog. What are you doing, Trey? Come on, Seven. Come on. No, come on. Boys. Okay. Come on. Come on, Seven. Yeah. Come on, Seven. Put her out the front door. Come here, Seven. Go. Go, Seven. Everybody getting up. Everybody's getting up. So, whoa, Louie. He almost grabbed the cord of the camera. But, what was I saying? The NASA did all that testing, right? You've seen them in the deal spinning them, like the circus rides and stuff. Those things, they couldn't replicate from what they said. They couldn't replicate more than like a fifth of the supposed G's and speeds and all that they were supposed to experience. And those people couldn't do those tests. The few that could do those tests, I guess. That'd be interesting to see how many people really survive those tests, or were they real tests, or was it just a carnival ride? Just optics. See how hard we train. I'd read a deal about through the astronaut training, they figured out how to have your endocrine system optimized by jumping up and down on trampoline, because the endocrine system has no modality, has nothing that moves it other than the movement of our bodies. So they said through astronaut training, they found out that if they jumped them on a little trampoline for 15 minutes a couple of times a day, they'd be healthier, because out in space we can't walk when we get back and all that. We can't. Our bodies. They say the astronauts age, or they don't age. Is it not age? I can't remember. But there's supposed to be some astronauts that were twins, and they were monitoring one on Earth and one on the space station. And when the guy from the space station got back to Earth, had his cells, I can't remember, one way or the other, he had aged or he had not aged. I forget, compared to his brother. That is, his cells had changed. I just find that so hard to believe. That's just, oh my God. Oh my God. That's just amazing. And the ridiculousness. Elon Musk, all of his SpaceX shit. He had a video on Twitter last night. One of his rockets laying sideways and shooting its flame out onto just bare ground. Said something about lunar surface landing test, just to see how the flame is gonna, I think their purpose was to see how the flame's gonna react to the ground. You know, and it's just blowing dirt everywhere, you know. It's so CGI. It's not even funny. It's not blowing dirt and rock everywhere. It's not scorching the ground. It's, you know, it's just this beautiful little blue flame doing its thing out of this rocket. And that's why I don't trust Elon, because we know space is fake. That's the only reason I don't trust Elon. I can't trust him. You know, but we know space is fake, and he's pushing these fucking rockets, and our tax dollars. He's getting our tax dollars every year. It's, yeah, that's crazy. Someday we'll all know. Someday the good Lord will reveal it to us. We'll see it someday. But right now, we just got to put up with the utter ignorance of their whole ideology, their religion. It's just, wow. That's hard to swallow. Their whole spinning and hurling through space, and yet Polaris never moves. The sun, the moon, the stars, for hundreds, thousands of years now, we've navigated by them. They've never moved. They didn't change. They have some variations they do in increments, but they're consistent. They don't change. But they want to tell us this whole thing is expanding at a million miles an hour. Hey, Tony, what's up? You know, it's just wow. And the billions and trillions of dollars gone to NASA. You know, not a lot of people realize the word NASA, its origin is like Hebrew, and it means, does it mean evil? Does it mean evil? Or serpent? Yeah, it means serpent. Yeah, that's what it means. I believe people have done that etymology. You gotta make coffee yet. Coffee's been ready for a while, Tony. You gotta get moving, man. You gotta get moving. Speaking of coffee, I better get going. I gotta start Mama's coffee. She just got up. So that's my thing. Flat, non-rotating Earth. What, dear?
I said if she went potty.
All right. I'll.
Did you put my coffee in?
Not yet. I will in just a minute. I'm fixing to sign off. I'm on.
That's fine. Get back.
You make your own? Well, thank you, dear. Dogs. Everybody's had a TRAT except for 7 and Diesel. See, we have to spell that word. We have to spell that word or the dogs will go crazy. But I want, going forward, all the flat earthers, we need to start asking these people, why would they even say that? You know, and it wasn't true. What would they say? Flat, non-rotating. If it wasn't true, well, I'll get it. If somebody mess up and they were measuring the ball and they went, I didn't hit the right numbers on the calculator. It looks like it's just flat, non-rotating. Bob, really? You measured it and you think it's flat? That's what my number said. Yeah. Okay, but we know it's spinning, right? Oh, yeah. We know it is. But we're going to work real hard off of the platform of flat, non-rotating, because we don't want to crash our airplanes.
I need to get diesel.
Go get diesel up. You know what I mean? It's just too much contradiction in their whole thing. Just too much. We can't. Watched a good debate with Gets It the other day with this dude. And I mean, it is a religion. It's a religion. Those people, even when, it's pointed out in the most clarifying ways that their theories, which are only theories, only partially, even little bits of them can work in a very small degree, but you have to have a huge leap of faith and a big imagination to believe that they all work that way. Come on, Diesel. Go outside. Leave him alone, Lewis. Move. Outside, Diesel. Leave him alone, Lewis. Good God, he ain't your toy. That dog. He'll mess with everybody. But you know what I mean? Just start asking those people that one question. Why would you globetards put in all your manuals that you start with the knowledge of a flat, non-rotating earth to fly your airplanes? Because that's pretty serious shit, man. If you screw up flying your airplane, people die. People die. You gotta have your shit together. It doesn't work so great. But here we are, right in the middle of this whole psyop. Trying to keep our sanity. Trying to keep the Lord in focus. They are doing their best to get the good Lord out of this world, aren't they? I gotta ask. A guy asked a lady on this podcast. He says, okay. He says, what would you rather have? Would you rather have a school that teaches biblical principles, God-centric living, and humility, and love, and grace, and a rigorous academic schedule? Or would you rather have what we have? A timid, regressive academic plan, open immorality everywhere, God is out, all that is out of the curriculum. We don't teach biblical morals anymore. We teach, hey, what does he say? What thy will is the whole of the law, right? Whatever you want to do. Which one would you rather have? And everybody always says, oh, well, I'd rather my kids be here, but you're supporting this. They're my friends. That's my people. You support your people right or wrong. That doesn't make any sense. But that's where we live. That's how we live these days. So many people, so indoctrinated. In Seattle, I believe it was a governor signed a law that you don't have to have passing grades anymore to graduate. Just show up. If you show up, just show up. You don't have to do anything. We'll give you a diploma that says you know a lot of stuff, that we taught you a lot of stuff, and you now know it. It's yours. So, wow. How many people are being turned out every year with no education, no prospect? What am I going to do? What do I even know? Wow. What a bad system we've let them perpetrate on us. Too many, like the saying goes, too many good people stood by and let it all happen. And Christians We're just too tolerant. We were just too forgiving. We were too nice. We play too nice. There's times we got to stand up and say no. No. Right? Oh, they sure know how to stand in line and go through the corrals. I remember the first time I went into an airport. I think I was about 14 years old. And I saw that freaking cattle wrangling, whatever you call it, all of the lanes set up. And there was maybe 5 people standing at the desk, in line. There's nobody in the corral. So I just looked around. I just went under the ropes and went right to the front. And they're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! What do you do, kid? You can't do that. You got to go through the deals." I was like, "Why?" Because you have to go through the deals. Why? It's like, why would I have to do that when there's nobody there? But the people behind me, they go through every one of them. They stay in line. They're like, "Hey, man, I ain't going to get a line." It's a line. All right? Oh, I don't either. But the way they corral us, and it's been probably, what is it, 5, 10 years ago that Walmart put in the little automatic opening deal. And people are like, "Why are they doing that?" Somebody said they're doing that. So when they convert these things into prison camps, it's already there. Automatic gates. They can walk everything down. You got that, and then you got the doors, double doors all locked down. And people are like, "Really?" Walmart wouldn't do that. Walmart do anything for money. Any of those corporations will do anything for $1. Anything. Oh, a little tip. If you buy Walmart Great Value products, start reading on the back of the packages. This guy, I saw a video. He said, just any Great Value. Look on the back. Read the package. A lot of them, like there was this bag of noodles, said it may contain, what is it? Oh, man. Like, oh God, what are they called? Like sardines, little fishes. And it was weird to see it there that these noodles may contain anchovies. That's right. It was anchovies. It may contain anchovies. And you got another package and it said it may contain, beef or chicken product. And it's not a beef or a chicken product. So they're telling us these processing plants where they process this food. It's all done in the same building and it may splatter over. You may get a little bit of something else in your shit. And we're telling you so you don't sue us. So we're safe. A lawyer said that if we just tell you that we're putting this shit's accidentally or however getting in your food, it's okay. It's fine. Wow. Lawyers have just, wow. What lawyers have done with language and their legalese. The destruction of language is what's crazy. That's just nuts. We things that used to mean one thing now mean another, and they're real good at explaining away their their changes. Communication. You can improve communication. And that means changing words. No, it doesn't. It shouldn't change words. But the PSYOP is, wow. Those of us who've had the veil lifted and we see it, wow. It's crazy. It is really crazy. The colleges, big pharma, big agriculture, military industrial complex, This whole Ukraine deal, wow, they were just dying because we're pulling out of Afghanistan. We hadn't been fighting, we hadn't been shooting very many bullets, we hadn't been firing off many rockets, we hadn't been crashing any airplanes. We're not making any money. We're making no damn money. Mr. President, we need to get in a war. We need to get in a war now. I'm not doing well. Yeah, I'm not doing well. I've only got 300 million in the bank and I'm going down fast. What do you do? This whole bullshit about this electric vehicles and all this stuff. Somebody who did a deal. There was a company that they put out a plan and they wanted to convert like 10 of their delivery trucks to electric. And they wanted to install their own charging stations at their business. Well, after all the inquiry and after all the research and attempts to permit, the city engineers were like, dude, you're going to need like a full megawatt more of power than we have for the whole city just to charge your trucks. They're like, you can't do it. We can't give you those charging stations. We won't have electricity for the rest of the town. And they're like, we're trying to be environmental. Well, yeah, but they said the batteries on those commercial trucks weigh like 8,000 pounds a piece. Think about that. 8,000 pounds a piece. And they need 2 of them. And look what trucks do to our roads already. Think about what they do. You add an extra 16,000 pounds to it. That's just crazy. I couldn't believe when I saw that. 8,000 pounds a piece. And they're trying to tout that, oh, hey man, these electric vehicles, we're getting better at them. We're able to go further, And it's still like, so I don't give a shit if you can go 1,000 miles when you got to stop and it takes 10 hours to charge the damn thing. What good is it? What good is it? It just, I don't get it. I don't get it. I've seen several personal videos, people who bought Teslas went and did their first road trip. And by the time they were done, they were like, this is bullshit, man. This is bullshit. You can't find no freaking charging stations. And when you do find one, you're there for hours, unless you just want a partial charge to get to the next charger. And most of them say that's the game plan they ended up implementing. It's just, let's charge enough. How far is it to the next station? And we'll get to there and we'll charge again. And we'll get home. Crazy. God did the first one I ever saw. Guy and his family did a 3-day trip, and it took them 5 days to do a 3-day trip because they couldn't find charging stations, and they would have to go to a place and charge, and it would be hours and hours, and there'd be no reason to now let's leave and drive because the next charging station is going to be in the middle of the night before we get there. So they had to stay over in a couple of towns because the math didn't work. They couldn't get where they wanted. If they left at that point, it's bad. And they were pushing it so hard. They're like, hey, we gotta do it. We gotta. Watched a congressional hearing where a guy asked the Department of Labor or energy lady, he says, okay, what are we gonna do about mining here in America? We need cobalt, we need lithium, we need all these things, and we're getting most of it from China. What are we gonna do? And the guy pulls up a deal. He says, we see that you've hardened and upped the restrictions in mining. Just for those things, you've taken permits for mining. You're not giving out any new permits for mining. What are we going to? We have to have that stuff or we're dependent on China. Well, we have a very good relationship with China. We're going to be fine. Well, no. Wait a minute. We want to do our own. Why are you shutting us down? Same thing with Biden last week. They're purposely trying to cause problems because he pulled all those permits for oil leases. He pulled them this last week. Said no more on government land, pulling those permits. And then the first of his administration, he said no more fossil fuels. We're getting rid of them. And people got mad and they went, oh, well, we opened up permits on government lands again. But the ones they opened up didn't have the oil on them. And people were going, ain't no oil there. We don't give a shit if you open that. We want that. And they're like, well, no, we can't do that. That's precious land. There's a squirrel that lives there. We can't mess up his land. So here we go. What are we gonna fall into, guys? Is this country gonna go full communist? Or are we gonna take a hard right turn and get back somewhat on track to sanity and a little bit of freedom going on here? Hey, Stanley. Everybody say hi to Stanley. Good old Stanley. He's the one that broke my 2 toes. He's a drug addict. Poor little guy. He's not the same dog after he ate all those gummies. He's not been the same dog. It's not in a bad way. He's just very cautious now. Very, very cautious. But come on, guys. Prayers. Lord takes care of his. And we all know what the score is. They're just out there digging their own graves. And that's fine. You know, for the Christians, our main job is to say, hey, have you heard about the good news? Have you heard the gospel of Jesus Christ? Do you realize this in the end? So many people are like, yeah, there's nothing. We just, we're born and we die. No reason, no purpose, no goals, no angles, just whatever you do when you're here, you do it. That's it. There's no guiding hand or force. One guy that does street preaching, I love his, hey, how's it going? I love his take on it. He says, when you see a building, you don't say, I don't believe in that because I don't see the builder. Or a painting, you say that doesn't exist because I don't see the painter. He says when you see a painting, you know there was a painter. When you see a building, you know there was a builder. So when you see nature, you know there was a builder. You know, there was something had to start it. Couldn't be y'all stupid shit. Nothing from nothing, or something from nothing. One guy was watching the deal and he goes, how do you get nothing from nothing? He goes, well, there's 2 different nothings. There's nothing, and then there's this other category of nothing, and it splits and becomes something. He says, whatever. Hang on, Fred. I know you're dying there, buddy. Oh, Fred. But what do? We keep going. We keep telling the truth. That's what's so funny is the truth is so hard to find. You want to know the truth. You want to go, hey, man, what's really going on here? And nobody will tell us. It's all lies. And this is a good example. Yesterday I watched the press conference with Kevin McCarthy. And they asked about impeachment. And he said, no, we're not impeaching the president. We're merely doing an impeachment inquiry. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean we're going to impeach the president. There's just a few things that we need to look at and further investigate. It's just you're not going to do anything. And just like the whole fiasco with Trump, they knew he wasn't going to be impeached because the Senate wouldn't do it. Same thing this time. The Senate's on his side. They're not going to do anything. Nobody's going to be in trouble. It's all going to be bullshit. What do? You just got to plug your nose and try and walk past the bullshit. It's all bullshit. But I did see on CNN last night, a guy had a whole segment on Biden's lies. Yeah, showed all of these lies that he about his granddad. Born, he was born in the same hospital his granddad died in within, days. Not true. No, just, oh my God. Every one of his stories. And this guy, he went over all of them. And that was weird for CNN to bring, the guy lies a lot. He lies about a lot of things. And He made up, what was that story he made up recently that just has zero grounding in reality? Which one was it? That he was there and he saw that bridge collapse in Pennsylvania. He saw it. It was right there. He seen it. He didn't get to town for like 6 to 8 hours later. He finally got into town. But he was there and he saw it. He saw that some bitch crumble, and he's gonna fix it. He's gonna fix it. That's bad. Wow, this is so bad. If we are not living in the end times and the devil loosed, set to deceive the nations once more, I don't know. I don't know where we are, but that seems most logical, because this whole Jesus Christ hadn't returned yet. This makes no sense. Makes no sense. He told too many people. He told the disciples. He told the crowds. Hand is on the door. It's coming. The time is soon. The time is near. Don't. Paul told the young man, don't get married. If you do get married, make sure she's with you and you just focus on God, because the time is near. The time is near. Jesus Christ told people, verily, verily, I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away until the prophecies are fulfilled. And that means him returning. All done. Millennial reign. I completely believe that all these unexplained, magnificent structures were created during the millennial reign of Christ. I think they were shrines to God that they built for God. And none of these buildings have restrooms in them, have any plumbing, because they didn't need it. There were saints and divine on earth. Every bite they took nourished their bodies, and they didn't need to eat that much because they were nourished by the presence of God at all times, 24/7 presence of the Lord. And they didn't need them. Didn't need them. And that's, I mean, for me, that's the only explanation. Why wouldn't you put some form of plumbing in your building, especially one this big? If you didn't need it. If you don't need it, don't put them in. Because we've had that need, from what I understand, since we began. Oh, definitely here and now. It's happening. And I'm seeing more and more of these people that are doing these off-grid things, and they're setting up like communities. And man, I'm starting to feel a vibe in Camp of the Saints. People are getting it. People are understanding that society has no upside anymore. It doesn't have an upside anymore. It used to be you could get out there and make your way and improve your station in life and be comfortable and take care of your family without intrusion. But now you can't. You can't be peaceful. You can't live your life without somebody externally coming in going, we don't like the way you do that. You can do it this way. Or you can't do that anymore. Or it's gonna cost this to do that now. I mean, they're always just intrusion. What happened? People don't get it. They're like, you have to tolerate. You have to be willing to change. Not to bad stuff. Things that are obviously unhealthy, obviously immoral, obviously anti-Christ, and you want us to participate. I don't want to participate. You have to participate because it's society. I can do without society. I can do without it. It is gonna be like that. Hey, Al.
Hello.
You working today?
Yep.
Sweet. Where at?
The high school like usual.
Oh, you've been doing the high school every day?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not know. Have a good day.
Right, love you.
Love you too, good. She's been substitute teaching at the high school. Got her a job. Speaking of my daughter, this is how crazy the government is. This is how bad the government is. Okay. When I broke my back, I couldn't work anymore. I got my Social Security disability. It took 2 years, over 2 years, to get it. And once I was approved, they went back retroactive and sent me a single check for $13,000. And I get $1,600 a month from my pension. And no insurance, nothing like that. No Medicare, no nothing, right? It comes with Medicare Part B or C, that if I actually was hospitalized and I won't ask, they pay a little bit. And they pay a little bit if I was hospitalized. Well, my daughter files. She filed like 2 years ago. And hers just came through. And think about this. I paid into this fucking system for over 40 years. Yeah, at least 40 years. I paid into the system. Boys, stop. Paid into the system over 40 years. And that's what I got. My daughter hasn't even paid into the system. Maybe her job experience, maybe 3 years of her life, maybe 3 years. And they're all part-time jobs, nothing full-time. And she got a check for $13,000. She's got full Medicare benefits, prescription drug benefits, and she gets $800 and something a month. That's sad. That's the way the government is getting these people on the dole, and they're dependent. If she didn't have us, that would be her life. She would be dependent completely on them. Having us, she's not completely dependent, but that's the way it is. She's doing substitute teaching for, what is it, $75 a day, and her Social Security advocate told her, look, don't make too much money. You can only make so much a month, or you'll lose all your benefits. So she has to monitor the number of hours she works, or she'll lose her benefits. And that's what they do to people. You have to be aware of what you're doing, working and doing things, or you lose your benefits. And that's the same thing we've always known about welfare and kids. If a woman has enough kids, she can make a pretty good living, but you can't have a father in the house. If you got a father in the house, you can't have it. You get nothing. But as long as you got a dad, no daddy, keep having those kids. Go ahead. We'll give you money. Well, right on an hour. And it looks like the few people that are here bugged out. All right, guys, have a good weekend. Love you all. Lois, stop. I know y'all, I'm used to that sound, and I know on the video I've listened to them before, and those dogs doing that, it's just aggravating. I'm used to it, and I'll let it go for a little bit until I realize, oh my God, it's bad for the video. You can't hear good. But okay, like I said, love you all. Good discernment, good vibrations. See ya.